All right, folks, we are going to read the Exodus brochure and get a read through just in case anybody is curious, wants to get a brochure for themselves. Let's start. Are you prepared for the coming events? This is for living souls free by grace of their Maker. Do you know what a fiction is? It's a status holding death or non existing. Did you know that the United States was a fictional corporation all along? Reference it. 28 USC 3002. The world's a stage. They told you it was flat. Go check out for yourself. Imagine that. That whole death in its very labeling. The fictions are allowing the people to disgrace their maker with the lies that can be agreed by a license that takes away your rights. To allow such perversions to prevail, granting permission by the very people who receive the earth from the maker and us. You know what I mean? She gave us the earth, and then we are now giving it to them, allowing them to name it things that are fictions. All right? This would prevail, granting permission by the very people never allowed unless the statutes are agreed to be fiction and cannot exist as a fact. That actually cannot be seen as actually taking place. Anyone in this status is considered dead, all right? Amazing. We just talked about black and white today, and this just fell into place. Look at that. I didn't even expect that to happen. But look at this poetic justice. What was known as Earth, or if it is even Earth, has been relabeled as company names that exist by name only, that appear as normal, in fact, that bond the people to a dead fiction status, while appearing to be normal and undetectable on the surface. A countryman, by definition of Daniel Webster, is actually a pagan. The coming events are apparent confirmation of the collapse of the zodiac fiction Pisces, fourth generation. Let's take a closer look. The warnings on the world stage are not without irony, foreshadowing as it plays out somewhat like a movie on the world stage. That are often referenceable by law, news, movies in general. For example, if you are in a fictional corporation, fictions on TV can sometimes be seen as true, and the meritable truth scripted and false. Interesting. And oxymoronic parallels of such a paradox are the astounding work of dark maniacal geniuses. Did you know that you were declared dead by them? Read the 14th Amendment. Look at that. The damn 5G tower is belonging to the eye of Gadriel. 5G is not a service. Look at that. You got the tower here with the buildings on fire and an economic collapse. Check it out, folks. What time is it? You need to reference Service King to find out what a countryman is. You need to find out what the illusion of money is. It's a lie. Illusion of ownership. Go to Servant King. Grim Nasty TV. Sovereign Living on YouTube. All right? Stop the Pirates. .blogspot.com. Yeah. The Stock Market Dow. The Dow is crying wolf, going dangerously low and scaring everyone in the market. That happened a couple of years ago. If there has been such an emphasis on it, and then it gets the spotlight in the world scripted fake news, and there is nothing circulation but worthless paper, 12 USC 41195A parentheses 2 or 50 USC 4305B parentheses 2. I know all this stuff. Then it's a fraud. It's nothing more than a game they are playing, and that now receiving attention in the media, it can crash at any time when they push a button. It doesn't crash immediately. It's only buying time for the future, promoting fear and distraction. This is simply predictive programming and foreshadowing on the world stage, kind of like a movie. Hidden in plain sight. If it gets attention, expect a crash. If terror gets attention, expect a terrorist attack, which will be a false flag. If gun control is an issue, expect mass shootings, which are false flags. This usually means a future event of a crash is imminent. The last stock market emphasis that led to the Great Depression was a false flag. Don't you guys know that there's plenty of trees around and there's no need for a Great Depression if they're using trees to make paper money that they're pressing off on the press unlimited? There couldn't possibly be a Great Depression unless they're holding the money back. Reference the New World Order Handbook by Ralph E. Current world news media. It's all bullshit. Read it, check it out, look at it. and question it, and you will see the lies that bleed the truth. Back to the Future Part 2, when Biff took it over, everything went to shit. The dude with the funny comb over. Yeah? The Simpsons, Bart to the Future, where Trump was president when he wasn't even president yet. The Messianic My Pet Goat Part 2, when they showed you when the people go to the dark side of the moon after the economic collapse. I'm telling you, this brochure is fire, bro. Sustainable Development Plans. The UN Corporation has laid out plans for Agenda 21 that are now taking place. Everyone is losing their homes. 300 FEMA camps have been built to prepare. There's an economic collapse, and this thing improved it in 2019. So let's keep going. And the plans we also call to they also call to wipe out 86% of the world's population by 2025. Wow. It's 2020. Their perfect vision, all right? This has all been created and paved to appear to have great intentions. All right? They're trying to make it look good, so it's without malice. That's what the cops are doing. This time is irrelevant. It doesn't exist. However, the fiction year 2020 is said to be the perfect vision of things. 2020, i.e., for example, reference to Agenda 21 handbook and UN policy. Glenn Beck News rants on Agenda 21 and the Georgia Guidestones. I'm telling you, this thing is foolproof and powerful. You understand? These are real photographs of the Smoky God, all right? These are real photographs in here. Ariana Grande told you that God was a woman. This is all being revealed at the last moment. All the movies, the son sits next to who they call the whore. She's got a pearl necklace on. You see that? They calling her names. That's bullshit. Whatever we are, and if she is that, we are that automatically. Because our very nature would be that. It's ridiculous. Calling yourself names like that. U.S. citizen statuses and legal fiction. The fictional system at hand has attempted to bond your kids into slavery by creating the value with the metal gold, removing it and making it on the people, the very commodities to be tradable on the stock market as chattel. This is actually happening. You can ask an attorney if a state raises their kids, and that's why your kids are in public school, because they are being raised so they can be claimed in a custodial position. That's what the health care is about. That's why they want the adults to have health care, because they want to make it look like they're taking care of you, so they can step and say, hey, these guys belong to us. They're desperate. That's desperation. All right? CPS will come take your kids. You understand that? Don't take your kids to public school. Do homeschool for your own good. According to their fictional sovereign labels, a sovereign handles their own affairs. You're not any of the things that they called anybody. Just forget all of it. You're a soul trapped in a body. They ask you who you are. You're not a name. That first name is Jesuit order. Middle and second is Sesticate Trust of the state. So don't do the church and state super combo. If they ask you, you say, I am what I am. All right? So the people unknowingly enroll their families as dead entity statuses, as trust accounts, social security numbers, while the public servants extort from these accounts, with the sleeping masses slowly waking up to understanding that they have been fraud victims of a dog-eat-dog civil pitting brother against brother. If both sides of the war are always funded by the same people, where are the true enemies? Where are the terrorists? There are none. People are just killing people for the corrupt demeanors of corrupt, greedy people. Reference 12 USC 411 95A parentheses 2. There's no lawful money. All right? The wall, poisonous chemtrails, cell phones, and harmful 5G radiation. The wall easily signifies the coming of a communistic dark age. All right? Remember Pink Floyd, The Wall? The Wall. If you read the 1900s last president that came out in 1900, they told you that the Brian with the funny comb over wants to build a wall. He wants to make America great, and all of this crap is nothing but a bunch of crap. There's no gold in the reserves to back the dollar with gold. Is going to crash. All right? The wall easily signifies the coming of a communist dark age, that they are quietly being built everywhere. We are focusing on one wall. They are building walls everywhere. As it is losing media attention, simultaneously you are being sprayed overhead like a roach with a barrage of geoengineered harmful chemicals, including aluminum, nanotech, and radiation. The radiation has emerged as cancerous and neurodegenerative as complaints have spread rampantly. This is an attempt to depopulate and reduce the masses into rabid biocontrolled flock drones labeled in the media as useless eaters. Reference the effects of 5G and geoengineering. The Trump court policies, Pink Floyd's The Wall, 1984 the movie, Planet Terror the movie, Rudy Eugene in Florida, who was a beta test, who was hired by the government to become a useless eater, and he ripped Ryan Popolo's face off under the causeway. Stephen King Cell the movie, World War Z, Rudy Eugene story. Unexplained rabbit face biter attacks when they said it was Flocka, and bath salts and fake news coverage. This is America by Childish Gambino, Zombieland the movie, Walking Dead the series, Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars handbook. Read all that, all right? The pineal gland, fluoride is deposited here as a result of consumption of fluoridated water. In 1955, Crest became the first fluoride toothpaste. They have been putting fluoride in your water since you were conceived. They have been trying to hide the truth from you and where you would be in an illuminated state and not able to be deceived, just so they can spoon feed a bunch of lies and tell you a bunch of crap about this nasty mess right here that they are spraying everywhere. And then show the truth in plain sight so they can try to please their maker when this is nothing that's enough. And the master that is behind this, that is their master and not mine, is never going to be undamned from this. And neither will any of you followers of this piece of excrement. The Contraro remedy. All right? This abomination that tries to force itself onto others, that warrants not to exist by calling itself fiction, is the worst crime against living souls everywhere, as clearly the people have no clue that they agreed to anything at all, voiding it, fraud on its face. Now think about it, guys. If you guys are brain dead straw men and you don't know anything, how did you agree to a contract? How did you know what a U.S. citizen was? That it was a dead entity of fiction, all capital on your driver's license? Huh? What's in your wallet? You didn't know anything. See? This dude that's doing this is trapping his followers. That's it. He knows he's going down like a sweet muffin. He just wants food for his fucking creations. Guess who the food's going to be next? Huh? You should never trust them, Masons. Will the people see through this deception as they participate under the guise of ignorance is no excuse? Well, you don't even know what you're ignorant of. Well, that is an excuse. How could this work without the original agreement that was clear and concise with full consideration of the plans to buy everyone? There is no such thing, nor does it exist in any factual state to adhere to a real living soul in the first place. This contrary of law opposing pitting forces and will be planned bloodshed by the enrollers. The coming collapse of the society is inevitable, but are you ready for the coming events? Fortunately, the Pied Piper, the devil himself, the mighty anointed cherub, by obligation of your maker, his maker, has provided us a remedy out of his flesh for cash company labeled territories he stole from you with the Federal Reserve note lien scam, because the Federal Reserve notes are loaned out dollar for dollar plus interest. It's a lien. They filed a UCC-1 on America's arms and legs. You can Google this, and it's absolutely atrocious. It actually exists. It's void. All right? The contract exists, exit clause, remedy, that can be seen virtually, inconceivably on everything, showing you the way out, hidden in plain sight. This fiction year, many living souls will use this remedy to exodus to the smoky God at the center of it all, at the holiest of holies, the perpetual sunny paradise known as the Garden of Eden, with this large tree stump at the center. See that? All these cartoons showing you, all of these movies showing you the smoky God. You understand? Everything has been showing you the center. She shapeshifts. She can be young or old. That's why you see her as a young woman there. All right. So let's move it on. Reference David Bowie, Black Star.
What's going on, man?
Story of Hansel and Gretel.
Sorry to bother you, man. We're just swinging by. Just do a handful of your neighbors over here. We do their pest control. Did you guys already have someone coming out here for that?
I'm sorry. I'm really busy right now.
Sorry about that.
Story of Hansel and Gretel, Ariana Grande, God is a Woman song, Dog Latin transitions on the dollar, Dog Latin translations on the dollar, Adam S. Candyland, the movie. Adam Sandler is coming out with a Candyland movie talking about the center of the earth. Smoky God book, Adventures of Captain Hatteras, Northwest Passage journals, Journey to the Center of the Earth books and series, Admiral Byrd Journey to the North Pole journal, Tomorrowland the movie, Wizard of Oz, referenceable songs, movies, and journals referencing Lubberland, the Book of Sharafaland, the Land of Cocaine, the Lubberland, the Fool's Paradise, the Land of Sluggards, which is underneath the top. We're going to Tomorrowland. The hole where the black sun is, underneath this area, is full of dumbed down people who are receiving nothing but the greatest. Lucifer went down there, and he made everybody stupid. He made everybody stupid up here. Anything that's within sight of this containment, he's disgusting. The Paradise Beyond the Pole. Follow the Drinking Gourd song to the Promised Land. The Book of Exodus. And here's another one for you. Come on and take a free ride. You're confused, so I'll give you 2 tickets to the Promised Land. Listen to that song again. All right, so here's all the references. You got Captain Planet, played by Mr. Cheeks, who's always smiling, the large woman with the sun. They're showing you. Jim and the Rockers talking to the large woman. Johnny Mnemonic with the Ghost in the Machine, where Ice-T was hanging out with the dolphin. They tell you there's the woman at the pole that they call a whore. They got the strippers swinging around the pole. Xanadu, where they're dancing around the woman at the highest peak. Tomorrowland, where they obstruct her and make it a building next to the sun. I mean, come on, they don't like her, so they trying to hide her. All right, here it is, all the movies that you seen her in. Somebody made a post today, and I was like, that's her right there. It's hysterical. Look at this, man. Somebody made a post with this woman. She was also in Scrooged, and she was whooping the hell out of Bill Murray because he was a jerk. But, yeah, here she is. And all of her likenesses. Cool World, Thor, Nefertiti, all of them. Last Unicorn. They got all the unicorns in all the stores right now telling you a unicorn. All in one super being. All right, to the top of the endless versions we see here in pop culture, Admiral Byrd actually traveled to this land to find an extraordinary futuristic landscape of advanced sciences, lush environments, and plentiful resources. Food that tasted better than anything he had ever tasted in his life. Auroras that were so warm there that the temperature continues to remain 75 degrees. The best example of this landscape seen below in Hollywood Tomorrowland the movie. This is a place where her horses run free, just like the song. A phrase used to describe all of her unicorns due to the spiraling power of the pineal glands once activated. You'll even notice that the stores have flooded all the stores with unicorns, all right, to send you a message. As previously shown, the unicorn gland has been calcified to break this telepathic connection with her and rejected with books and teachings excluding her and all the information. Even the movies, sorry, it's hard to see because it gets blurry. Even the movies replace her with giant peaks and monuments to hide her. All right? And to disgrace this loving being is non-existent. Take a look. Tomorrowland, Wizard of Oz, never-ending story. Wizard of Oz shows you a green emerald city instead of the smoky god. Like, what? They put the light sun on the highest peak. The devil goes there, but where's she at? See that? It's nonsense. They're just lying. The Vatican's lying to everybody. So hurry, boy, she's waiting there for you. Toto, Africa. It's a coded reference to a motherland where her sadness, they say it rains. Because she would be big than a motherfucker. All right? And she would be crying over her souls. That's what they're saying. They said, I bet it rains down in Africa. Hurry, boy, she's waiting there for you. All right? In the recent film, Dr. Dolittle, he goes to the holiest of holies to retrieve the fruit to save the poisoned queen and cured her with everlasting life because she was poisoned with nightshade. All right? They tried to kill him too. You should see that new movie, Dr. Dolittle. Besides the sun sitting at the highest peak, they also showed you that the woman that they disgrace and called a whore sits next to the sun. Clearly, no disciple at the table can stand her presence. Just more hateful deceptions. Look at this Last Supper pic. The dude over here's got a knife. Like he's trying to cut her, man. Like, give me a break. All these dudes looking, why are you hanging out with this whore? Blah, blah. Mary, you're such a whore. Blah, blah, blah. Research the smoky god. In Hollywood, they're showing you this being with a cigarette or sitting in the green auroras in the background. See that? Seen on Beetlejuice, Juno, your caseworker. She has been seen in a blockbuster. Hits like Weird Science, Cool World, Ghostbusters, Matrix, Maleficent, R.I.P.D., Snow White, Thor and Ragnarok, Kung Fu Hustle, just to name a few. Even though these films make her appear to be evil, old, hateful, ugly, these satanic reversals of truth, this is a laughable attempt to conceal, be hurtful towards a being who is deserving of our love and respect. For more information on her, can be found on Grim Nasty TV on YouTube. I deserve that. I deserve that, don't I? All right. You ain't going to find nothing about her nowhere else unless it's disgracing her. So you come to my channel. All right. During this collapse of this economy, everything is being revealed by these people behind it. They are telling you that you are in a containment, that the earth is flat, that NASA was a fake space program shot in a Hollywood basement. Listen to the Red Hot Chili Peppers. That the news is fake, that the government is a fraud, that money is a fraud. Reference what I said before, 50 USC 4305B, parentheses 2. Everywhere these truths are more and more apparent, they also reveal that you are one of the last unicorns, like the movie with the silver-haired woman, all right, by flooding the stores with them. These same people are now suggesting that school was a lie and that God is actually a woman, seen by Ariana Grande, God is a woman. And finally, behold the extremely rare photograph of the smoky god as seen from Norway. They often call her the dancing green lady. Tafiti on Moana, Venus on Shocking Blue. She's got it. She sits up at the highest peak. Yeah, baby, she's got it. It's on everything, all right? David Bowie, Black Star. This is her. The energy that spreads from the center of the earth, keeping the inlet 75 degrees, is a warm, sunny paradise beyond the Arctic Circle. Imagine that. When these photos surface to internet, they are often erased and destroyed to hide her. Now you have a hard copy. How do you like that? One of the rarest sightings ever seen anywhere. This brochure is indeed a precious gift for you, a gem for you to share with others. Hurry, boy, she's waiting there for you. The remedy or mockery thereof. How about that? The Statue of Liberty, a green woman on the water. Imagine that with the sun behind her head. Giving you a torch because you're blind. Giving you a book so you can read languages. Graven languages. What a bunch of crap when you're telepathic, huh? Everyone at this point can argue that the statue is not standing for real liberty and justice. Dually, it's a mockery of the large aurora projection of the large green woman sitting on the water known as the Smoky God. This large woman is seen everywhere on Captain Planet, the series, Jim, the series, Moana, all of those different Atlantis, the animated movie. She was walking around with silver hair in there. Dude said, you must be 8,000 years old. Something like that. Anyways, just to name a few endless sources, simple and plain, the green statue is obviously a man-woman that sits on the waters of Babylon, mocking, okay? It's mocking the green smoky God, who is the true almighty God, in the center of the earth. Since you were a kid, you knew that the tree was base and that you were safe at the tree, you know, and everybody else isn't it. Under the Pennywise. Get it? Money. He's just a clown. Examples like this MK Ultra programming to the masses have given people a way out within its very mind control. Govern means to control, and mint means of the mind. It's all strawberry fields. It's all bullshit. There is no government. It's nothing but a bunch of bullshit. What to expect beyond the 80th parallel? The temperature warms up to 75 degrees at the North Pole into a warm, perpetual sunny paradise, unlike the fictional corporate map of lies and fiction names that told you it's a polar ice cap. That is a fictional corporate map. Don't trust it. Nothing but a freaking lie. In church, people idol the son of the maker or an idol as idols to worship in the church. They bow their heads to the black sun as the idol Amen Ra and say amen, amen. They worship the light sun as the Christ, where the two suns meet and clash and creates the auroric projection, the green astral jet that thrashes between the through parallel dimensions. This land, influenced by the black hole sun, is capable of creating a stimulated environments that come up and out of the imagination and an instruction by way of the pineal gland. Imagine that. A conscious community that can create any landscape they wish by the grace of your creator. This place is loaded with food, endless food beyond measure, futuristic technology, flying machine. They call motherships, not UFOs. Because it's unidentified, get it? It's a fiction. They ain't going to call it what it is. It's unidentified flying object. See that? They can't tell you that it's what it is. They got to tell you it's unidentified. Imagine that. Flying machines and astral beams that go up to the hierarchy of the kingdom of heaven, the real one, by a way of Polaris, or they call the Polaris. Everyone there is an elemental bender and X-Men, a powerful being existing in the same harmonious vibration, universal language of telepathy can only provide. Seen in films like Xanadu, you will see that everyone here is having the time of their lives. Idealistically, to figure this place out, one must watch everything about it and pick it apart in all of its consistencies from the treacherous lies that were told to us about this place. All right. See that? They tell you the swastika was evil, but the whole time it meant divine feminine because it's just a bunch of hands doing this, going everlastingly spiraling in a circle. See, there's a book of Sharafalan. It's 300 pages. You can order it. You can get on Amazon probably and order this book. It's 300 pages. Now, that's not a joke. That's way too concise to be a joke. All right. There it is in the sky on the dome that we call home. Take a look. It's spiraling on itself. We're not spinning through a fake space program. They lied. Sorry, guys, but the zodiac never changes. And in the center of it all, right above that, the rule of thumb is to go north from any landmass toward the North Star. Fictions and imaginary lines hold no authority. So it's wise to learn what it means and the use of the Maker as your leader, whom holds your authority and grace, and ask if the servant has authority over that. Understand who you are. It's important. They work for you. They're public servants. They protect and serve. Don't be deceived. That's why I always kick their asses. That's why they try to put me in court and I beat the court cases. That's why they can't do shit. That's why. The governing body is the people with the benefits for the people by the people. Everything else is a nullity. Enroll with the greatest discretions or simply just leave. If one of these creeps sees you going here and they say, "What is your name?" You say, "I am what I am." They're going to be like, whoa. You might have to say this 3 times and then you're going to be knowing as soon as they turn around and walk away, these motherfuckers were satanic. They got Illuminati checkerboard cars driving down the streets. Imagine that. The Underground Railroad. All right, let's see where she went. Moses is coming. Moses led people to the promised land now. You've heard the stories about her. She's Harriet Tubman, a former slave who ran away from her nearby plantation. She had visions from God, all right, to go to this place. Now, remember what they said. She had visions from God. She couldn't even be caught. For 10 years, she did this. 10 years, all right? She ran away from a former nearby plantation in 1848, but returns to rescue others. She did this for 10 years. Even if Moses can't fit you into her next group, she'll tell you how to follow the North Star to freedom. In Canada, bullshit. You see that? She says, follow the big drinking gourd to the North Star. It will set you free. Now, what the fuck do you think she's talking about? They put a statue in Canada. Canada's a fictional corporation. They put a statue in Canada. They deceived you. She said, follow the big drinking gourd to the North Star. It will set you free. What's under that? Her and Peg Leg Joe got on a boat. They didn't go up in Canada by car and wagon. They got on a boat. Where did they go? The truth about the Underground Railroad. Harriet Tubman led slaves in the early day to the North Star. Okay? In class, you will see that they won't tell you. All right? They don't want you to know. But it doesn't tell you exactly where they went. This woman apparently went back and forth for years creating the Underground Railroad. The song Follow the Drinking Gourd to Freedom speaks on going to the North Star for the ultimate of freedoms, okay? See you at the center, or not, as slavery was always a choice. Kanye West, Under Mind Control. Boxing means private and doesn't exist in the public or any prerogative jurisdiction. As you can see, there's a parentheses there, and there's a parentheses at the beginning of it. It's completely boxed and cannot be seen in a courtroom. You look at that. You draw a box across an envelope when you mail something, and if the court sees it, they will say it doesn't exist. I have done this numerous times in court and made a fool out of the judge so many times it's hysterical. All images allowed for fair use. All rights exercised without recourse. For more information found and the various contained references, you can go to myexodus.org. Hurry, boy. She's waiting there for you. That is the Exodus brochure. If you would like some of these, I can mail them to you ASAP. Make a donation so I know that you're not a shill, wasting my time. Make a donation. I will send you a big stack of these so you can spread awareness, put them on cars, hand them out to your friends, put stacks next to cash registers, put them inside of head shops, put them everywhere. Let everybody know about this. This is all so compelling. Exodus 30:33 tells you to go up to a land flowing with milk and honey. He also says in Exodus 33:2, I will give you back to your descendants. Now, who is that talking if he's not one of your descendants? Don't be fooled by the church. Shocking, powerful information predicts a 2020 economic collapse in 2019. This brochure may change your life forever. This is the new rendition. The first one that came out had one less page. It didn't have the picture of the smoky god in there. This is the new brochure. If you would like this brochure, I will simply mail it to you, but I need you to give a donation to prove that you are not wasting my time, okay? I will send you a big stack of these this thick, and you can go out and you can let people know about this, all right? So I appreciate it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching Grim Nasty TV. And as always, when you get awake, stay awake.